Live from the Spill Studios, located off of the I-35 interchange behind a liquor store, it's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
That gets me every time. Live.
Live.
I tried to do that the other day and just jumbled my words. I tried to do that with Cyrus. We did a recording, and
I heard you guys recorded for what, South by Southwest?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why he went. I was like, hey, we're gonna do like one of those reports, South by Southwest reports. And when you were doing South by Southwest that day, and you couldn't do the cold ones, I said, hey, well, this would be the perfect day to do that. And I said, you know how far I got to live. I said live. I fell down the steps, man. I couldn't get any further. So you know what? My respects to you for being able to do that every week.
Look, I don't try to draw. You don't try to do my shit. All right. That's just.
I've learned.
That's right.
I fucking got like almost carpet burn on my tongue trying to do that. Oh, I've gotten carpet burn from other things too. But
yeah, I would say. I mean, you were here alone with Cyrus, so I can only imagine.
And in fact, that motor you hear in the background might be him shaving his pubes, like you said.
That's right.
In the back somewhere.
Sometimes you got to take a weed whacker to that shit. That shit grows out thick.
Nah, they're working on the roads out here right now, so you might hear a little rrr in the background, people, but. Anyway, hey, welcome back.
Because you think we're joking about living off of the I-35 interchange.
No, it's right there, man. It is right.
I can lean out the window and piss on I-35 from here. That's how close.
And you have done that before.
Occasionally.
I heard one time. I came out here and you had your dick flapping in the wind, peeing on I-35. I was like, get back in here.
It is a long dick.
Yeah, because you were in the bathroom and it went all the way out the. All right. Now, I'm not going to even do this. Last time was about ass, and this time we're talking about your dick. I don't want to talk about any more of your anatomy. All right, I don't even want to talk about your feet.
Are you saying you don't want to think about my ass right now with syrup or jelly?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Booty man.
That's exactly. Maybe a little soy sauce, but none of that other shit, man.
Maybe a little bro rape, just a little bit. We finally got to show Cyrus and Leon bro rape.
That short is funny, man. I forgot how funny that was.
Yeah, no, it's really funny, and it's one of those things that you explain it to people, and they had the exact same reaction that you did. When I was sitting here trying to explain bro rape, you go, what the fuck are you talking about, bro rape? What are you talking about?
Like, I thought you were going to rape me. That's why I had that.
I got to show you this, and I showed it to you, and then you had to show everyone bro rape. And they had that same reaction. Their eyes grew wide. They're like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
That's exactly what Cyrus said. He said, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And I was like, hey, man, this is epidemic. Well, people got to know.
You got to understand, we were talking about an internet thing that he hadn't heard of, and his dick like shrunk 3 sizes. He was like, I should know about this.
Well, it's because when you bring it up, everybody assumes, when you say, let me tell you about bro rape, everybody just hears rape, and they're thinking, oh, shit, you about to rape me. Because you had that look in your eyes when you told me, and little did I know, you were just excited to show me the video. But I was
That's
like,
right, because it's a funny fucking video.
Let me get this goddamn empty bottle over here and hit him upside his fucking head. So, people, welcome to a couple of cold ones, and this week we actually do have a couple of cold ones.
And they are the first Corey bought cold ones of the new year.
No, they are.
You haven't bought beer all year.
Man, it's been late, and I haven't been drinking, and you brought beer in that I didn't expect you to bring.
I was cleaning out the beer fridge. I had I had 2 huge parties at my casa back in December, and so I not only bought a lot of beer, but people brought it, and it's, put it out in the beer fridge. And literally, my beer fridge has been cleaned out by a couple of my local buddies who come over on Tuesdays and we watch movies together. And then by bringing them here on Sunday nights. But now there's only enough left to casually entertain. So now it's time for Corey to pony up the beer again.
I'm not cheap, man. I'm not.
You're not cheap, my ass.
Man, I'm not even. Let me tell you something. I'm not cheap. In fact, I will even tell you this, and I'm saying it in front of everybody. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but we are entering a new phase in our life, and we'll just say that. And I was thinking about taking everybody out to dinner because I want everybody to be happy.
Are you going to pony up for the supersize?
No, God damn it. No, let's not go too far. You buy somebody a goddamn Happy Meal and they just want to take you to task. I mean,
you just want a large soda and large fries, motherfucker.
Yeah, shit. Come on, man. You know, you can't deal with regular fries.
You're that guy that texts on a date, don't you?
I text anytime. I could be in the middle of Catholic Mass. I'm trying to text Jesus. So anyway, all right. It is a long intro for this show.
It's a podcast. It's not so much an intro as much as it's, we haven't done this in, 2 weeks?
We skipped 1 week last week. Like, it was just 1 week. You make it sound like
just 1 week.
It's been a year since we've done this. I'm
yeah,
rusty.
but you listen to the people on the site. If we don't have a Coco up till Tuesday, it's been fucking forever. So I can only imagine what 2
they
weeks
go fucking
was
nuts, man. And that's why I had to put something up on Monday. Just it's like to keep. It's like when you feed a wild animal to keep them from turning on you. You know. So yeah, no, they go.
No, South by is a busy time.
No, it is, man. South by is extremely crazy. So that's why we have been a little off kilter this week. Things been a little bare, but we've been doing the best that we can. So shut the fuck up and leave us alone. So you want to get into the top 10? Top
10.
See what a week does?
Yeah, you're like, man, you talk like it's been forever. Let's get into the top 10.
No,
we don't do the top 10. We do the top 5, brought to you by Spill.
See, I figured we added an extra 5 on there to cover up for last week. Do the top 10. It's simple math.
Fuck
man.
Let's do the top 50, motherfucker.
Exactly. Let's go crazy.
In the number 49 spot with a bullet.
Let's get crazy. All right, let's see. We got number 5. Curious to get your opinion. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, let's see. Go ahead. Sorry.
Look at this.
Let me start.
Do you guys hear that? Did you
All
hear
right,
that?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Let me start over here. So let's get into the number 5.
Number 5.
You're like, you're not smoking, but yet smoke came out of your voice.
God damn it.
Did you have a cigarette tonight? I know you haven't smoked in a while, but damn, that was raspy. So, at number 5, now I'm curious to get your opinion on this. What you think this movie is considered to be now? Do you know what the movie is?
I have no idea.
Want to take a guess?
No, I've got no clue.
Okay, it's Watchmen.
Watchmen. It's still in the top 5. That's good to hear.
It's still in the top 5. It's brought in $6.7 million this weekend, up to $98 million. It's been out for 3 weeks. It has been said that, last week, Watchmen was number 2. It went down. It lost to Race to Witch Mountain. And a lot of people were saying, all right, see, it wasn't number 1 again, so that is the point where we consider this movie to not be living up to its hype. Not exactly a failure, but not exactly a success either.
Mm-hmm.
And this week is down to number 5. 3 weeks it's been out. Super hyped. It hasn't even made $100 million yet. And now, is that a failure or a success? Or just mid-level?
You know, I think we really don't know yet. But it looks like, God, I really hate calling failure or success on these things. Because a movie like Watchmen, it's really going to depend on what we think about it 5 years from now, if we're still referring to Watchmen, but I really don't think so. I mean, it's one of those things. When I talk to people, I was just in town with hanging out for a week and a half with pretty much everybody I know online that's a film critic. I mean, the 20, 30-something film critics that I know. And Watchmen came up maybe once or twice. I mean, literally, it wasn't something anyone was talking about. It wasn't like Dark Knight where, you know, every time you ran into a buddy after, you know, a month and a half, 2 months after Dark Knight, everybody was talking about it. I was like, dude, how awesome was Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Everybody had to say something about it. Whereas now it's really not. I think this is going to be one of those things. I think it's going to be like The Incredible Hulk. Like, I love The Incredible Hulk, but most people were just kind of like, it was good. It's going to have its fans, but I think in 5 years, it's going to be looked back upon and seen as something of a failure.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking, and I was talking financially because I'm curious to see what kind of life this has on DVD. Mm-hmm. And they're talking about doing all this extra stuff. You know, they got companion pieces coming out. I'm thinking financially, it's considered to be a failure, even though it will make money on DVD and it will do well. I mean, theatrically, fail. So, and that's too bad.
Now, here's the real question, though. The real question is, what's going to happen on the director's cut? What's that director's cut going to be like?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Because director's cuts, they can save a movie. They can change a movie from being remembered as a mediocre film to being something that's really incredible once you see the full version of it. Mm-hmm. That because you have to. Snyder was forced to trim by Warner Brothers. They did not want a 3.5-hour film in theaters. They wanted it to be able to turn and burn. And so they got it down as tight as they could, and that's what they released. But you look at a film like Kingdom of Heaven, which is what I think one of the 10 best films of this decade. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't when it came out. We all saw it and we were like, oh, that was really good, but it wasn't great. But you see the director's cut, the 4-hour cut of that film, and you see everything that Ridley Scott did with it, and you're like, oh my God, this film is incredible. Wow. And when we see everything that Zack Snyder did, maybe it will build better to the ending that he had. It
yeah,
won't be so abrupt when you see all the major changes there were.
Yeah, no, they'll have to definitely push the director's cut, which I think somebody at Warner Brothers already thought ahead. They say, we're going to cover our ass on this. He's already talking about having a director's cut, so we're going to hype this up before the movie even comes out.
If the movie had done well enough, we were supposed to get the director's cut in July.
Theatrically?
In theatrical.
And I don't think that ain't happening.
I don't think. Or if it does happen, it's going to happen limited. Austin will probably get it. New York, L.A., and a couple of geek hotspots.
Yeah.
But I don't anticipate it actually being a large theatrical rollout.
I seriously doubt they do that. I mean, they lost money theatrically. I mean, it's a $150 million budget.
Well, but first of all, it's a $150 million budget. But when you consider, I mean, it's made $98 million domestic. How much has it made foreign? And in order to make its money back, with advertising and all the back end deals and everything they've got to pay out, they've got to make double the money. So they've got to make $300 million worldwide. And this is only the third weekend it's out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still got a lot of countries to open in. We've got to see how it plays out. If somebody at Warner Brothers decides to take the risk and say, yeah, let's release this again theatrically to bring the money up, it's entirely possible that it could actually get that push. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it's even more than double because they got to also, 30% to pay to the theaters too. For distribution, I mean, for like being to the theaters to show it in their theaters.
Well, it depends on what deal they had to begin with.
Yeah.
But somebody I was talking to was saying it's about double for this movie to make its money back. And this is someone who is fairly reliable on this stuff.
Okay.
So,
well, that ain't happening anytime soon. Not at this point.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
well,
I don't know.
$300 million. Well, domestically, you never
typically speaking, on average, your average film makes 1/3 of its money domestically and 2/3 worldwide.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, it is 2 days away from making its money, the money it needs to make its money back. And that's just here. And it's also going to do really well on DVD. I think financially it's ultimately going to make money, but it's not the blockbuster hit they were hoping.
Yeah, no, everything eventually makes money on DVD. Shit, you got movies I haven't even heard of making money on DVD.
Well, that's because it's the bean counters control that aspect of Hollywood, and they're geniuses about it. They're like, look, and their days are coming to an end. Unfortunately, now that DVD is slowly going to go the way of the dodo.
How soon is that happening?
It started. It started now with the Netflix box and streamable movies online. That's the beginning. And right now, it's just the tech savvy people who are into it. It's just like what this is. 2009 is like 1997 for DVD owners. The DVD player started, making the rounds in 1997, and the Initiated had them, and they said, "Oh, this is the end of VHS tapes." And a lot of people are like, I don't know, I got burnt on Laserdisc. But it's like, no, this is going to work. Trust us. And it slowly gained traction. Now, it took until, 2003, 2004 before they stopped making VHS players. So it took about 7 years. I'm guessing that DVD will be completely phased out by 2016. 2016 is where it'll be completely phased out. And before that, within the next 3 or 4 years, everybody listening to this will probably be streaming the majority of their films.
Yeah, I think I don't think DVD is going anywhere soon, but they definitely are working on technology. Something, whether it be streaming or another format. DVD has definitely got a lot weighing down on it. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because even then you don't even know, like with streaming stuff. But right now technology is moving so fast that you just don't know what the fuck they're going to come up with. Yeah.
Well, but really the streaming technology is where it's at. I mean, I've got a new column that I'll be writing here very shortly. Because I've been spending a lot of time with Hulu lately. Now, Hulu doesn't have a lot of titles right now. They're not at all like Netflix, but they're absolutely free. And I've been sitting around watching some of my favorite old movies, just popping them on my computer and going, I want to watch that. And it's perfect. It's great. It streams great, great image, not stuttering, working out great. I'm like, this is awesome. And I realized that, I've always got these people saying, hey, what should I watch? You recommend a movie to me. I realized, you know what? Some of my favorite movies are on here. I'm going to recommend these movies and embed the player and let you sit and watch this. I'll tell you why you need to watch it. And then watch it.
Yeah.
And so
my brother does that, by the way, a lot.
Oh, he watches a lot of Hulu?
Man, he watches a lot of Hulu. He watches shit that, he watches everything. My brother's just shy of sticking a cable in his ass and just having the shit streamed to him.
Dude, you need to tell him to get that Netflix box. Their Netflix, they announced that they're going to be having a streamable only thing now, so they haven't put it into effect yet, but you'll be able to just pay like something like $4.99 a month and get all the streamable content you want. They've got 12,000 movies and TV shows.
But I want my movie though. I don't want to stream it. I want to keep mine.
No,
some things.
But you're going to be able to have that. You're going to have an iTunes like service that will happen once this catches on. To where would you like to buy this movie so you can put it on your iPod and carry it around and take it to your friend's
iTunes
house?
is already doing that.
Sure,
there's
but you're going to have services where it's more than like iTunes only has a few companies right now that are doing it.
Yeah,
but that's how it's going to be. It's going to be. Everybody keeps saying that. They're like, you know what? You've underestimated the collector culture because people really want to have something in their hands. It's like, really? Why don't you show me your CD collection? When was the last time you bought a CD?
No, I don't buy CDs anymore.
The last time I bought a CD was 2.5 years ago, I think. Because I'm actually backed up. I always buy the Nine Inch Nails CDs when they come out because I love Nine Inch Nails.
You love some Nine Inch Nails.
I love Nine Inch Nails, and really the thing is I love. That's one of those artists that it's like, dude, I don't care how good the album is. You've provided me with so much great music over my life. I'm going to buy every album you put out. And that was the last album I bought.
I'm tech savvy, and so are you. I mean, when I say tech savvy, I ain't building robots and shit, but we're up on whatever's happening. I'm just wondering what it's going to be like for the people who are watching movies and just now are getting the DVDs. Is that the majority of people or not?
No. Did that happen back in 2004? I think 2004 is when everybody was like, okay, we need a DVD player, and that was when you could buy a $30 DVD player from Walmart. Yeah. It's like, okay, that's the thing. It's the price point on these streaming boxes, $100. I mean, you want a Blu-ray player? Just now, the Blu-ray players are finally down to $300. I mean, this is $100 for a streaming player. That's it.
But the titles are limited though right now.
To 12,000 titles.
Yeah, I mean, when you say 12,000, but I mean it's a backlog of movies, and a lot of people want like the new shit now.
No, absolutely, and that's I think what's going to end up happening is you're going to see a video store like concept of that, where you've got a backlog. You pay a monthly fee, and that monthly fee gets you all the movies that are a year to 2 years old and older. And if you want something that came out in the last year, you're going to pay $3 to download it and to stream it and get like a 24-hour streaming rental like they're doing right now. Or it's like for 24 hours you can stream this movie as many times as you want. Or you can pay $10 to own it right now and watch it whenever you want. But then you're going to have all the older films. The thing is for movie junkies like us, new or old, odds are we've seen the new movies in the theater.
No, I'm off everything. I'm everything digital. I want everything digital food. I want all that. I'm kind of excited about the digital format because it's just less clutter. I mean, that's what it comes down to. For
and
me.
Less middlemen.
Less middlemen. Less clutter. Hopefully, there's some environmental aspect there. I want digital everything. Can't wait to plug in and I don't even want to talk to people anymore. I don't
want to get a digital bride. You're looking at those Japanese sex robots going, God damn.
Goddamn right I am.
Make them look like a 45-year-old divorcee, and I am all over it.
Dude, I can customize it any way I want to. You damn right. I don't want friends. I don't want. You think I want to talk to you? I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be at home, plugged into something.
With your sex bot.
With my sex bot.
Watching downloaded movies.
I got my digital cat over here that can talk to me. I don't. I can actually have that animal now that can talk. I'm sitting up there with all my virtual buddies. I don't want.
You've already got the robot, dude.
No, that's that. That don't count. I want a robot that does what I say. Doesn't give me a lot of shit all day. Not like the Co-Host 3000. Anyway, let's go ahead and
let's get it back to the top 5.
Are we still doing that?
We're I think When last we met, we saw number 5, which brings us to number 4.
By the way, we're going to take 15 minutes to talk about every movie that we come across. No, number 4 is Race to Witch Mountain.
Race to Witch, that was kind of a drop.
Yeah,
it was an expected drop because there were 3 really good-looking movies that came out this weekend. So
yeah, it dropped 46%, 47%. It's brought in $13 million, is up to $44 million.
That movie was dumb as hell, but it was fun.
Man, I didn't even like the movie that much, but I remember. See, I know how kids will respond to this. It's children's fantasy.
Yeah,
it's very straightforward. Disney knows it. Disney's saying, you know what, kids are gonna eat this shit up. We don't have to overthink this.
You know what they did though that I absolutely loved, that I thought was just the coolest fucking thing in the world. Disney decided to do a campaign to kind of help build buzz with it, and they had The Rock go to random theaters last weekend during the opening of the film and just show up, sit in the audience, and then show up and say hi to everybody when the movie was over. So like he would stand by the door, and all these people who just watched the movie would go out and get to like shake his hand and see him and meet The Rock. And it was just he just went to a bunch of movie theaters, and I thought that was kind of cool.
I'll tell you something, man. I think Disney is threatening people, making them do this shit. No, I don't know if they're threatening people, but I think Disney is saying this is a whole new way of promotion here. I mean, Disney they have tons of money and the reason why I say this is because when that Jonas Brothers movie came out, they brought the Jonas Brothers here. I mean, it was funny the way it happened because the manager at the theater, when I went to go see it, the manager pulls me aside and he says, now don't tell anybody this, but tomorrow, Jonas Brothers, right here at this theater, tomorrow morning. I said, like, what? Like, I want to come out here? You think I'm going to wake up in the morning and go see the goddamn Jonas Brothers? I was like, okay.
I don't know. You could get some ass, dude.
You know, a lot of moms out there, a lot of cougars, divorcees out there.
They love them some Jonas Brothers.
I got a Jonas brother right here.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just it. Is you got to walk up to some of those ladies. It's like, hi, my name's Jonas. I'm the Jonas brother.
You got the Jonas Brothers and you got the Jonas brother right here.
That's right.
But so the Jonas Brothers flew out to Austin at 10 o'clock in the morning over at the Highland Galaxy, and they were there for just a little while to do, as you said, come out there, sign some autographs, and when the movie was over, they're like, hey, we're here in Austin. Hey, girls. And, and they went on that jet and flew away with girls still hanging onto the jet, all kind of shit. So I wonder if this is a new thing that Disney is going to actually put into practice with a lot of stars.
And it's really, if they start going around to random, like literally take them around to theaters around the country, I think that it's an interesting way to kind of create a sense of urgency. Like, hey, Mom, we've got to go see it this weekend because if we don't see it this weekend, I mean, who knows? The Jonas Brothers could show up. They showed up they showed up there, and and Marcy got to meet them one time. And how great would that be if I got to meet them? And oh my god, and that's,
oh yeah, no, you're driving to the theater, you look over the rocks, oh the fuck, you get in the car. Hey, you going to see my movie?
Which reminds me of digital downloading, which I think.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the practice of digital downloading. The Rock to be. I thought that was cool. I can only imagine what it would be like to be 8 years old and have just seen Race to Witch Mountain, and you're like, oh my god, that was awesome. And then there's The Rock, and I've met The Rock once, and the guy's fucking ginormous. Yeah. He's huge. So huge to me, and I'm a tall motherfucker. Goddamn, to a little kid, that guy is the fucking Statue of Liberty, and it just had to make. Oh yeah, he probably was scaring some kids.
There's kids still telling that story. I tell you, every day it's like, I got to meet The Rock at my movie. It was awesome. And
see, I wonder if they had kids out there who would have been like me, because I was that kid who would have came up to him and said, "You ain't no Rock. You a phony." Okay, I'm sorry. He picks me up. Because I was that kid who was always on Santa Claus's lap.
You're a little dick.
Yeah, I was. You ain't Santa Claus. You a drunk.
Yeah.
Bitch.
You looked so much cooler on the movie. You look like a dick here.
I hate this. The reason why I'm like this, we're going to move on, but the reason why I'm like this, and I hate to say it because it sounds racist on my part. It sounds like self-hating racism. My mom took me to go see Black Santa Claus. And when I was a kid, I thought like this was going to be the coolest thing to go see Black Santa Claus. And I went to go see this guy. And it was like those movies. I'm not lying to you. I swear. The guy had his beard off. I guess he was on break or something. He didn't even bother to put it back on when he saw me. He just came in from a smoke break. You saw him flicking the like cigarette into the sidewalk. And I was just like, oh fuck, man, there ain't no fucking Santa Claus after seeing that.
I could just imagine you getting out and like, shit, what the fuck you want, little motherfucker?
Yeah.
Shit.
back at
I
you.
am Black Santa Claus.
Coming in,
I
yeah.
ain't bringing you no toys. What the
yeah.
fuck? Who the fuck do you think I am? I gotta bring you some every time. Why do you bring me some?
Exactly.
Maybe this is the year that Santa Claus gets presents from you.
Coming in eating a fish sandwich and like, you know what the fuck, man? I'm on goddamn break, man. What the fuck you want? Where's my gift? Here's your gift. He flicks a cigarette in my eye. Here, motherfucker, there's your gift. Fuck out of my face. Merry Christmas, bitch.
Because I think is that where you leave the drunken Negro cookies out for him at a 40? Is that
the drunken Negro face cookies?
At a 40, just because it's Black Santa Claus.
See, if I was really racist, I'd say the cookies stay, but the TV's gone. I ain't racist though, so I ain't gonna say that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go to
you. Which brings us to the number 3 movie.
Number 3, man. Now, here's where we get into the new stuff.
The new shit.
There you go. Got that new shit. We got number 3 is Duplicity.
Duplicity,
now,
motherfucker.
If for anybody really, if you've been doing this for a while, you could kind of predict what the top 3 were. So people, see if you can figure out what we're going to say here. So number 3, already gave it to you, Duplicity.
Well, let's talk about Duplicity for a moment.
Owen Wilson. I keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that?
Dude, I did it too. The first time I was like, oh, we got to go to Duplicity. Who's in there? Oh, Owen Wilson. No, it's Clive Owen.
Clive
Owen. And Clive
Julia
Owen is
Roberts.
far better than Owen Wilson. I don't know why people do
agree.
that. And Julia Roberts and Paul Giamatti and Tom Wilkinson. And it's fucking awesome.
Great. It's a great cast. I didn't like the movie as much as you guys did, but
but I stayed awake through the whole movie.
I did too. I was text messaging people. That's
You conked out,
man. No, I didn't. No, I stayed awake. I actually did. I just.
And I did see you texting at some point, but apparently you were snoring.
Hey, man. No, I was never snoring. Who said that?
Cyrus.
He's a fucking liar. I never snore. We were talking about Leon snoring one time, loud. Oh, he was talking about Leon in Witch Mountain. And what other movie were we in where I can't? Knowing. Leon looked like he had a broken neck. I mean, his head was back.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that screening.
Okay, yeah, he was knocked out. I mean, maybe I closed my eyes a little bit. I don't remember, but I the cast is great in Duplicity. I will agree with that. I love everybody in the film.
I love the film. I think
I
it's
knew
great.
that's how the movie was going to be sold to number 3.
Yeah, it's a really good film, and you know what? It had to. What did it make?
14.4.
That's good. It's not a blockbuster film. What it is it's that film that'll do well for a little while, and it's a film that will be passed around by people who love film.
I would even say
really
that,
smart.
and this has nothing to do with my opinion of the movie. I'm just saying it's one of those films where if they didn't secure this cast, it could still be a great movie, but it wouldn't have been number 3.
No, not without the cast. I mean, it's a hard sell, but you look at the cast and Julia Roberts,
that sold it.
Clive
right
Owen.
there.
Wow, I want to see that movie. And you know what? It lived up to it. It's a really great film. If you haven't seen it yet, see this film. It's really fantastic. Which brings us to the number 2 movie.
It's a movie that I really liked. I really love this movie, which is I Love You, Man, which brought in $18 million.
Now, here's what's interesting: is I was talking. This is exactly as it was predicted. All the studio numbers people had thrown out their numbers, and this is the 1, 2, 3 exactly that they predicted. And I heard a lot of critic chatter going, "I don't know, man. I think they're wrong this week. I think there's going to be upset. I Love You, Man. It's going to be number 1. There's no way it's going to be number 1." It's like, no, man. I think they might be right on it. No, it's got to be number 1. It's going to be I Love You, Man. It's the shit. It's got to. And then it's like, no, it's exactly where they said it was going to be.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. Even when this is my favorite movie that opened up, and this is a movie that seems like you said you saw it on Friends. I didn't really see it, but I think it's a very inspired movie where it's a romantic film, a romantic comedy film with 2 straight guys, and I just love that whole gag. And I knew this movie was going to be number 2, even as much as I love it, because number 1.
The number 1 film this week, brought to you by Spill. Knowing.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yeah. And
I dug up something in my yard that had a bunch of numbers when I deciphered the numbers and said Knowing was going to be the number 1 film this week. And sure enough, God.
There's a pattern to the top 5.
Apparently, after that, it says that you're going to end up having sex with some older white woman. So apparently, look forward to that.
You don't need no numbers to tell you that shit.
But I don't.
Maybe
but
some
there
phone
was.
numbers. That's about it.
There's some creepy kid 50 years ago.
Yeah. Some kid said that black guy's gonna have sex with my mom. But Knowing, let me.
And that was back in the 50s.
Yeah, and some kid who was psychic is like,
now she's like 80 years old. It's like, oh, it's Corey. I'm so wet for you, big boy.
He's like all disturbed by the. But let me see. Now here's my prediction for knowing why number one would be. I mean, knowing would be number one. I'm just this. I'm thinking this way because, first of all, I Love You Man is rated R. Knowing is PG-13. Knowing has this whole M. Night Shyamalan feeling to it, disaster.
Shamalama
ding dong. And people are really into that this mysterious rapture, what is this end of the world thing type of movie. I mean, it's that mystery that really brought people in. And being a PG-13 movie over this rated R movie, which is pretty straightforward, I figured like Knowing is a shoo-in, man, for number one. Even though I really didn't like that movie.
Always bet on the PG-13 movie over the R movie. I mean, really, when it comes down and it's a question, the one the teens can get into is the one that's going to make it. And I'm hearing mixed stuff on this. I heard Ebert loved it, and me and Ebert have always been on the same page about Alex Proyas's films. Of course, this is directed by Proyas, who did The Crow and Dark City. This great iRobot. Well, he also did this great, and I'm blanking on the title, but he did this great little indie comedy about a band that was just really fantastic.
Oh, wait a minute. He directed that movie? He did.
Yeah, remember that trippy film with the drug sequences and the guy crawling across the ceiling?
Man,
you were there for that.
No, I remember that. I forgot the name of the movie. I didn't really care for the movie. I thought it was okay, but it was the ending of that movie that made me fucking laugh, man. Yeah. I like all of Alex Proyas's movies. I love The Crow. I love Dark City. You caught me off guard when you said people didn't like that movie because I love that movie.
It bombed when it came out. It was one of those things. I saw it 3 times in the theater because I went and I was really hyped about it. I went and saw it opening night and went, oh my God. And then I had to take my girlfriend. Then I had to take my friends. And it's like, oh my God, you guys have to see this movie. It's so fucking good. And people just weren't into it. I remember taking it to a party the weekend it came out on DVD and people fell asleep to it. I'm like, what the fuck? This movie's so fucking awesome.
Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe the movie is too slow for some people. It was the atmosphere that sucked me in.
Yeah.
And that movie kind of has a cop-out ending too, but it made sense to me. I mean, it totally fit the whole film.
I dig that film. I'm really looking forward to Knowing. Don't ruin it for me. I'm going to see it this week with some friends. I'm not really excited about it.
Like the movie says, Knowing will like fuck you up. So I'm not going to tell you what this movie's about.
It will fuck you up.
No, I didn't know a lot of people were split on this. I didn't read any reviews. I can tell
people love it or people hate it, and my Twitter has been all aflutter with this all weekend with people going, "Oh my God, it's the biggest piece of shit," and people going, "Oh my God, it's genius! I can't wait to see it again." I've got a couple friends coming back into town. They had to leave town for a couple weeks. Coming back in this week, they're like, "Dude, we got to see Knowing." And then several of my other friends are like, "Oh my God, I loved it so much, I have to see it again." So I'm stoked.
Okay, yeah, no, I'd be curious to see what you think about it, but I would tell you what, you know script writing, okay? You know
that's the one thing I have heard about this is that the script isn't the strongest.
I would say that the script, because I even said in the review, Alex Proyas, this is one of the few occasions where I don't know anything about how much input he had on the actual story, but I'm going to say whoever did that script, that was a shitty script to me, man. And it's because it's a cop-out script, and I will stick to that. And I hardly ever agree with Roger Ebert. I think that guy has wacky taste, and I'm sure he would think my taste in movies is crazy, too.
You don't know anybody with wacky taste that you consider to be wacky, do you?
No, they wouldn't be sitting right in front of me at all, no. and you and co-host some of the wackiest taste in movies I know. And his is way wackier. If
but but the thing that I love about co-host is while he doesn't love fine film.
No,
he loves crap film. He's our Joe Bob Briggs. I mean, the fact that there was a movie called Zombie Strippers got his diodes hard. It was just awesome.
No, the one that he said #1 movie of the year, Dragon Wars.
Dragon Wars. Oh man, and that movie was shitty. But the fact that he loved that, I love that he loved it. And that's what I love about the co-host.
No, it's something endearing about that guy. He's honest.
You know what? I don't care what kind of movies you love, as long as you love movies. And man, does that robot love movies?
Oh yeah, he does, and I would tell you, I'm at that point too. I mean, I don't criticize people for what they like. If you like it, what can I say?
You criticize people for what they like. You do it all the fucking time.
No, everybody loves. Everybody likes to talk about.
If you gave me a nickel every time you call me an idiot, I don't.
When is the last time I've done that? I have not done that since Alien versus Predator.
In a week or two.
No,
Alien versus Predator.
No, I have not said you're crazy for anything. I tell you,
what Alien versus Predator? We both think that's a piece of shit.
Oh, but we both think it's a piece of shit for different reasons. I think it's a piece of shit for fun. You think it's a piece of shit because it's a piece of shit.
It is a piece of shit.
But see, I like the movie. I actually have fun with that. But you know something? No,
You're
I haven't.
An idiot.
I haven't done that. See, I'm not going to argue with you on that because I know that's what you think. But no, I don't. I haven't argued with
anybody. Word is intellectually disabled. I think that was the new word.
Oh yeah, no, you can't. As long as you didn't use the word retarded.
Retarded.
No. I mean, I have not talked about movies or anybody what they like or anything like that in years, man. Because I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I don't have time for it. But there's only one thing I will make fun of people for. Now, I did do this, and you actually got mad at me. Because
I always get mad at you, though.
Well, yeah, no, for some reason. Even when I'm on your side, you get mad at me. We were in the theater, and Leon was criticizing you for liking Transformers. And I actually came to your defense. I said, why are you so against him liking Transformers when you like something that, to me, is equally as shitty, which is Spider-Man 3? I mean, I know you guys, you like Transformers, you like Spider-Man 3. For him to like argue with you on that, for both you guys to even go back and forth, is like picking peanuts out of a turd or something.
Yeah, except that you then compared Transformers to Spider-Man 3, and you can suck a box of dicks for that.
See, I can't.
Transformers are more than meets the eye. Spider-Man 3 is just a piece of shit.
I will tell you something though. Transformers just came out and did what it did.
Yeah.
Now, look. Absolutely. I think Transformers is not that. It's not a good movie. I'm sorry. I
know you don't like it.
I know. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't like it, but Transformers came. I will say this: if you, in my opinion, now I'm not saying.
I can't believe we're reviewing Transformers again.
No, I'm just.
You're like getting all.
I am
like,
too.
I'm going to tell you about Transformers.
Come out and do this, man.
Because I've only watched it once, and it was like 2 years ago.
People like to come out and say like. Look, if somebody came up to me and said, "Okay, you do a comparison and contrast. Who would win in this match here?" I'll say, "Oh, like you know what? Transformers had no bones about what it was. There was a bunch of robots kicking the shit out of each other. Spider-Man 3 came out and actually tried to like fool us and say we have a story here, and the story they had was shitty. So I would say, fuck it, man. Transformers wins on that.
I love how you coyly try to check your phone in the middle of your rant.
No, I'm trying to stop it from vibrating because I can hear it over here on the couch. Yeah, so I was like, I can't have it interrupt my rant right here. But I just like,
dude. Did you and Cyrus talk about Drag Me to Hell?
Yes, we did.
How awesome was that fucking movie?
Me and Cyrus and me and Coles. But I tell you, man, I'll say it again. Yeah, I had the greatest time, man.
Dude, I love the shit out of that movie. You guys have no idea what you were in for with Sam Raimi's new film, Drag Me to Hell.
Well,
my God.
I don't want to build it up for people because it is a cheap film, and it is something that people are going to go in. People who don't know Sam Raimi or people who see this and think it's a horror movie, they're going to go in thinking that they're getting a horror movie. This is not a horror movie. It's a comedy. It's a horror comedy.
But it's a horror comedy in the same way Gremlins is a horror comedy, or The Frighteners. It's funny at times, and it's also really scary at times.
See, I never thought it was scary, but that didn't bother me. I mean, but let me say, that's me. There were some girls who were behind me who were had their knees up to their face and all that kind of stuff. And I think
I love when I get a girl like that.
I know.
Kiss your knees, baby.
I like when my knees up to her face. But no, I think Evil Dead, man, is like the closest thing to him getting back to that.
I don't exactly know where you'd put your penis at that point.
It's long enough, but but she on her forehead. No, I just think that this movie is it's funnier than it is scary. I think it has some intense moments, but I don't think it's by any means like just a straightforward horror film. And that's what I love about it. I had more fun laughing at the movie than anything, and I think it's great.
No, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy. I cannot wait to see that again. Can't wait to see the final version of that film. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I thought what they had worked. I know they said
no, it does. No, it's about 99% done. There's some digital effects left. There's some sound effects left to be put in, and there's still some digital artifacts in there that need to be cleaned up. But aside from that, I mean, it's done. But I want to see the final film. I want to see what it looks like when we're not forgiving it. Because anytime there's a bad special effect, we just went, oh, it's just a work print.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if some of those special effects are final?
Well, you know something? I was having so much fun, I didn't even notice.
I agree, but I'm very curious. I really want to see it again. Is what I'm saying.
But I was telling co-host, maybe it was who was I talking to? Anyway, I just said, look, it's not a big budget movie. You could tell that it's not, and I like that. It feels like Sam Raimi came in, and he was a guy who just says, you know what? I just want to have fun.
How cool was that intro that Sam Raimi did?
At the Paramount?
Yeah.
Now, did he fall on purpose when he came out?
Oh, yeah. No, he did a pratfall. He did.
Okay.
Sam Raimi walks out on stage, deliberately pratfalls, gets up, starts bumbling with his tie, knocks his glasses off, starts doing this bit where he's like, oh, let me get my speech. And then every time he pulls it out, it's actually a different, like it's an eviction notice from the hotel, or it's a Dear John letter. And it's finally, he gets to his speech and he gives his nice little speech about being really proud that we get to see this film, and that this is the first real big audience seeing it. And
I like that he had fun when he came out. I could have done without the comedy antics of Sam Raimi.
I love, because that's so who Sam Raimi is, and that's what was so great about it. We got a special Sam Raimi performance in person. It was so. It would have
been cool if it was funny. It wasn't funny to me. Sam Raimi's a funny guy. And this is my credit to Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi's funny without having to come out and do physical awkward comedy, because people just laughing because it was Sam Raimi. But the whole deal with the tie and this is what he does. He takes his glasses out, his tie gets caught in his glasses, and his tie is in front of his face. And I was just thinking, is this going somewhere? What are you doing, man?
That was funny.
I didn't like it, man.
It was class. It was fucking Three Stooges, man, and it was great. It was so what he does, and it was just so cool for him to do that and be fucking around with the audience before.
You know what it seemed like? It seemed like what your uncle does, the kind of stuff your uncle does to like amuse like 5-year-olds.
Except our uncle is Sam Raimi, and that's fucking awesome.
He ain't my uncle. He ain't Uncle Raimi. He ain't Uncle Sam to me.
Oh, that's because your uncles all touched you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't need no more uncles. I've had uncles. I don't need.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a fun, goofy.
But I'm glad he came out and he was loose like that. Look, if I had a choice between some guy who was awkward, like the director that we saw for Hunting in Connecticut, who came out, who was
wow.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? The director for Hunting in Connecticut. And I don't want to talk too bad about the guy because the guy is very sincere about the film. Now, let me ask you something. What you think about that movie?
Are we gonna record it?
Well, I'm recording that with co-hosts. Yeah, because I'm recording Monsters vs. Aliens with you guys.
Yeah, well, it was all right. It wasn't as bad as it looks because the trailer looks awful, and there's some really cool stuff in it. But it really, I don't know. There's some things that I really liked about it, but then overall, it was just kind of like, It never really fully connected with me, and then the Q&A just killed any enthusiasm I
missed
had.
the Q&A, and I'm glad I did, because let me tell you something, Peter. This guy, Peter. Let me tell you something, Peter. This guy, Peter Cornwell, he came out to do the intro for the movie, and you could tell he's kind of shy, and that he's kind of...
It's his first feature.
Yeah, it's his first movie. And then I did an interview with the guy, too, and he would not let me finish a question. I mean, I don't know if it was because he was nervous or he's used to being... on the other side of the camera telling people what to do. And that was told to me, actually. It was just like, he's used to like mostly talking. So he's going to talk over you all the time, which I wasn't running the conversation. And like I never got a chance to ask the most interesting things because he would cut me off. And I think he was kind of cutting me off because he felt from that screening the night before, the sound was off, and he was kind of nervous about that. And I think he got kind of thrown off by people laughing at the wrong parts in the movie.
Well, there were some unintentionally funny moments. It's not a bad film, but it's not a great film, and it's got some really cool things. I almost don't want to share some of this stuff because it really did ruin the film for me. But in the Q&A, literally I saw had one of the worst Q&A moments I've ever had. I've had some bad ones, but somebody in the audience said, "Hey, at this part in the movie when this happened, did that really happen in your house?" Because this is based on a true story, and they're asking the woman who the movie's based on. She's there at the screening. And she's answering questions, and they brought her up, and it's really cool. It's like, did that really happen? And as if she'd rehearsed it, as if she'd said it over in her head 1,000 times, she responds just instantly, I'm not here to criticize Peter's movie. I'm just here to say that this is my story.
Yeah, okay. This shit didn't happen, all right?
You could actually feel the audience kind of go, wah, 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 wah,
yeah,
wah.
and look, people, anytime you have a movie that's a ghost story, a haunted house movie that's based on a true story, I can tell you 100% that shit didn't happen. Something in the house either led these people to pull a scam, or they knew that they were living in a place where it was buried on top of a cemetery, someone was murdered there or something, and their imaginations ran off with them. It didn't happen like it did in the movie where you see special effects coming from the ground, ghosts coming from the walls, and people actually seeing ghosts talking to them. That shit don't happen, okay? And I tried to ask him that, and I see what you're saying now, because I didn't know that was a sore spot from the night before. Because I tried to ask him the next day. I said, so come on, I mean, you directed the movie. That's cool. But what do you think about this whole story? And he did the same thing. Well, she believes it, so we made a movie about what she believes. And I was like, okay, you just don't want to tell me what fucking happened, all right? You know this is bullshit, right?
Yeah, so that was kind of, man, I really wanted to review that film with you guys. Oh, well.
Well, maybe we can work out something. I mean, I got to give the co-host something to do, and we guys got to do we're going to do Monsters vs. Alien, because I think that's going to be the much bigger film.
Well, of course
it
is.
Yeah,
it's an animated film in this time of year. I mean, this is the Ice Age slot right here.
Yeah,
so there's nothing in the theaters that's,
movie's going to be
for
huge,
kids.
man.
I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
But whether it's any good or not, I don't know yet, because I wasn't at the screening.
I've already heard some things. I'm not going to say.
We're not going to say. But
Yeah.
well, review coming shortly.
But that guy, Peter Cornwell,
That
came
motherfucker.
out. That son of a bitch, motherfucking owed me $5. No, he when he came out and did his intro for the movie, they asked him and they said, so, "Hey, come on out, Peter Cornwell." And everybody's like, "Yay!" And he's like, "Yes, I'd like to think." Who do I want to think again?
He gave an Oscar speech almost.
Yes,
He
that's
thanked
exactly
everybody who ever took part in the movie, and it's like, dude, this isn't the Oscars.
He didn't
it's
come
fucking
up there and
South
get.
by.
I mean, you're at the midnight movie at South by Southwest.
Well, he's at the now.
It's Fantastic Fest.
I'm gonna cut him a little slack, just a little bit of slack, because this is the world premiere of his first feature film, and there isn't a school where you go to learn how to deal with that.
But how many times have you been to a screening? And you've been to a lot where there are first-time directors that
I
come
sure
out.
have.
And what do they always do? They come out and they say, "Wow, man, I can't thank you guys enough. I didn't expect these people to be here and so amped up. Thanks for coming to see my movie. Let's see the movie." And everybody's like, "Yeah!" And this guy was just kind of like, "Okay, well, let's watch the film." And it's just like, okay,
and the thing is,
way to sell your movie, man.
And the thing is he got a genuine positive response, because half the people in that audience were people who go to Fantastic Fest, and we've seen his previous two short films, because they played at Fantastic Fest over the last few years, and they're great. The guy's got a lot of talent.
Oh yeah, Ward 13. I saw a little bit of that. People, you should go watch that. That's actually a really cool short.
Ward 13 is a really cool claymation film. It's fucking awesome, and that played at Fantastic Fest a few years ago, and so I was really amped up to see this. When they first programmed it, I'm like, really? The Haunting in Connecticut? And then it's like directed by the guy who did Ward 13. Oh, it's like, he's Fantastic Fest alum. Now we got to check this out. So, but yeah, it was just, I would actually, I'm torn on it, because I hadn't actually, not being able to argue with you guys. I don't know. I give it probably a low matinee, high rental. Like really straddling the line there. Like you could miss it, but you can check it out and rent it. It's fine.
What kind of review is that? You can miss it or you can check it out.
What kind of review is that? You could take it or leave it. It's not a film you need to see, but it's not something that you should totally ignore either. It's just something that's there. If it interests you, check it out. It's not bad, but it's not. You're not going to walk away from it going, "Wow, that was incredible. I'm glad I saw that." You'll walk away going, "Hey, wow, that was 2 hours of my life that I was properly entertained, I guess."
Well, I was about to say something like I was about to actually give a review, and then I thought, you know what, I better not say anything because we still have a
you're going to record it.
Up.
So,
oh man, so I don't know how much time we have left here. We still got a good chunk of I'm about to say chunk of change, good chunk of time here. We can either move on to some email, or we can figure out something else to discuss. If you have something that is very pressing to you at the moment.
I ain't got shit that's pressing.
Man, yeah, no, I haven't looked up anything. Ain't really shit happening out there right now.
Well, no, it's that time of year. I mean, there's one of the country's top 5 festivals just got over with. Everyone who wasn't at the festival was complaining that there was no good news coming out. It's like, well, of course, all the major news sources are covering South by Southwest.
Oh, let's see what we got here. Well, you want to go in and get into some email?
Sure.
All right. We'll pause it real quick. You want me to pause it?
Yeah, pause it real quick.
All right. Well, I got to take a piss anyway. So, all right, you feel better?
Much better.
I do.
Yeah, we had to take a pee break.
Yeah,
we had that telepathic link where it's like, you know what? Before we get into email, let's take a piss.
Yeah, no, we were in 2 separate bathrooms, peeing at the same time, singing a duet to each other.
What? Could you hear me?
Oh, no, of course, I was singing back to you. Then we hit the chorus at the same time. Yeah, it was like that. Very romantic.
All right,
you actually
fuck out, dude.
Oh, you just at the beginning of the show, you asked me to like eat your ass with jelly or syrup, and now we're talking about like a romantic piss together. And all of a sudden, you're like, man, you better cook
all
that
right,
shit out, man.
One thing is acceptable,
that's
the other
gay,
is just fucking gross.
That's just fucking gay. Saying while we're pissing.
Dude,
in separate bathrooms, I mind you.
It's like the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's
what pissing and singing at the same time.
No, I walked into a bathroom in Arizona and there were 2 guys pissing and holding hands, and it's it's not that they were gay. It was that it's like, dude, you're holding hands while you're pissing. Really? That's kind of fucking gross.
I hate to say this, but I tell you the creepiest thing that I saw with somebody was pissing is their pants actually fell down. And I don't know if they fell down or if they just didn't want to pick it up. But the pants kind of didn't fall all the way down.
The pants around the ankle thing, and they had the bare ass.
But they came down to like their knees or something. I guess they caught it and their legs went wide, but their ass was showing. And I was like, I don't know why this freaks me out. It scares me.
No, it's one of those awkward things that you just don't do. When you see somebody actually do that, it's like, what the fuck, are you 3?
Yeah, that's like a little kid. That's what kids do. They like pull their pants all the way down and piss. It was a grown man sitting up there with his ass showing, pissing.
I saw that before at a fair once. But it was kind of like, what the fuck, dude? All right, whatever.
I would expect it out of somebody who's drunk. But this guy did not look like he was drunk. It looked like I came here to piss. My pants accidentally fell, and I didn't stop to pick it back up. Because sometimes guys can stop pissing and it's okay, but some guys, they stop and it hurts like fuck.
What's really disturbing is you probably couldn't take your eyes off the guy. What the fuck is he doing?
I was so freaked out, and I'm usually okay. I'm rational about shit, but for some reason, that just didn't look right. And I walked out, and I said, I'll be back. I didn't tell the guy, but I told myself, I was like, I'll be back. And I drove my car into the bathroom. No, it freaked me out, man. It really did. It didn't look right. But you know something? Hunting in Connecticut, there is one thing that does look really terrible for the promotion of this movie, and it is have you seen it? The poster for it.
You mean the animated online poster? I actually thought that was cool.
I guess maybe I would think it's okay if it didn't look like. People should go see it. There's a character in the movie who he can conjure up the dead at a seance.
Yeah, it's ectoplasm.
Yeah, that's what it was. Now, in the movie, yeah, you damn right it's ectoplasm because it looks like the dude is jerking off in the animated poster. If you look at it, he's sweating and they play this music like, wow, and the guy's like, he's like, and then it looks like.
What the fuck
man, look
kind
at
of porn do you watch, motherfucker?
Apparently that kind.
Jesus.
And it looked like he actually ejaculated through his mouth.
Wow, somebody needs to get some kind of release, dude. Jesus,
it was like my first sexual experience. Like,
apparently.
Wow, how the fuck? Like the chick asked me, how the fuck does ectoplasm come through your mouth? I was like, it's my first time, baby. I'm sorry.
So that was one of the cooler parts of the movie. I kind of dug that.
No, in the movie, that's actually kind of cool too. The fucking ectoplasm coming out through the guy's mouth. I'm like, these are some fucking freak ass ghosts here,
dude. And you know what? The thing that I've got to say, getting back to that, the thing I really liked about that movie was, dude, Casey Jones as the paranormal priest, the pastor who knows all about the land of the dead.
The guy from is he on
Elias Koteas?
Elias
Casey Jones.
Koteas. Yeah, he's from CSI and no, I'm sorry, not CSI. He's from Law and Order.
Did Elias Koteas do some time on Law and Order?
Man, he's constantly on Law and Order. Yeah, he's a regular character on there.
I think you might. No.
Am I thinking?
No, you're thinking of Vincent D'Onofrio.
No, those two guys do not have them mixed up. They look totally different.
Yes,
I know,
they do.
Yeah, I know it's not. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Is.
I don't know. I don't watch enough Law and Order to know that Elias Koteas was ever on it.
Every time I'm on a plane, I end up watching a Law and Order marathon because apparently
that's all that's on cable.
What is it? That USA Network apparently is like 90% Law and Order, and so.
Dum dum.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what they've changed their welcome to USA Network. Dum dum.
Okay, I'm gonna look him up. It has to be the same fucking guy, man. It can't be any different.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think you're thinking of someone else, but anyhow, so Elias Koteas is really cool in that movie as as this pastor who was dying of cancer and thus could see dead things and is talking to our kid who was a vampire in the last movie, but is this sick kid dying of cancer that can see ghosts in this movie. So here we are, and wow, you are really just Is he on Law and Order?
Well, you know what? He did come on CSI,
but no Law and Order.
I don't see in Law and Order though.
I didn't think so. No Casey Jones on Law and Order
because that guy looked much older than the guy on Law and Order. So I'm all fucked up, but he was on CSI
clearly. Well, rock on! I need to see that CSI. I'm a big Elias Koteas fan. He was in Fallen, and I thought he was just genius in Fallen, and I've been a huge fan of his ever since.
Okay, I looked up something here. Check this out. Often mistaken for Law and Order star Christopher Maloney. That's who that guy is.
What? That's the guy from SVU.
SVU, yes, that's what it says.
No, I don't.
I'll Sexual Victims Unit, yeah.
No, special victims.
See, I'm sorry, special.
I mean, that's what it is. It's sexual victims.
I think they do say. Do they? Is it special? Oh no, it is special.
It's
victims
special
unit.
victims unit.
But a lot of them are sex cases.
They're all sex cases.
And it says there, often mistaken. They look very much
yes,
alike.
Somebody on IMDb said that he is often mistaken because that makes him feel better about the fact that they can't tell the difference between Casey fucking Jones and Captain Law and Order.
There's a site here called Northern Stars, and I guess all these guys are from the north or something, and they say
I love Elias Koteas.
Man, yeah, okay. So these are two separate guys. There you go. And they are right. I recognize that guy now, Christopher Maloney. He was on what was that prison show where we talk about rape? While these guys are either killing or raping each other. Oz.
And he's also the voice of Green Lantern in the new Green Lantern animated film.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
That guy, Christopher Maloney?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him, man.
Yeah.
All right.
No, he's the voice of Hal Jordan.
Well, I'm glad we got that covered because I can rest now. I wasn't going to be able to sleep.
Now you're like, dude, I fucking see that guy in Law and Order all the time. That's why I thought you were talking about Vincent D'Onofrio, because Vincent D'Onofrio is the guy in Law and Order that has done all those really cool kind of indie films, a lot of mainstream films.
I mean, come on, you can't mistake those two guys.
But you can't tell the difference between one white guy and the next white guy. I mean,
that is true.
And that's all you black people are like that. So it's and you all,
Cyrus, let's do some email.
You guys all look alike too. Yeah, I know that's a Cyrus joke.
I know you can't tell me. You can't tell the difference between me and a Negro face cookie, right? Which one do I eat?
Which one's drunk? Which one has a thick, ropey stream that when he's pissing? Yeah.
Which one is sweeter when they're drunk?
Yeah.
So let's
get to some email.
All right. Oh shit. Oh man.
Motherfucker. God damn shit. Son of a bitch.
Shit, fuck Nick Pussy. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, right.
This is the time where Corey randomly pulls from his email.
Man, I do that every week. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just letting the audience know that this is the part where you just randomly pull. Like, why don't you ever answer my emails? Because fucking Corey just randomly selects whatever was last sent to him.
Exactly. I tell people all the time.
We record sometime between midnight and 2 a.m. on Sunday. So if you want to slam Corey's email account with questions for a Coco, that's when you do it.
That shit. People will actually come out and do that.
That's right. And then they'll get their questions answered.
Not that they
it won't be like, why don't you answer me? Because you mail your question on Wednesday. Corey's never going to find that shit.
That is true.
Unless it's got nude pictures of yourself, he could give a shit.
Busy man. There you go. Hey, thank you so much. If you want to get your question answered, be a chick, good-looking chick who sends me a nude picture, you will get answered right away.
That's right. You leave your phone number, too.
While you're at it, yes.
He'll call.
Let's see. Okay, here's
he'll make that ectoplasm face.
Ectoplasm. Okay.
Oh, I broke Corey.
It's just something about ectoplasm from the mouth that is hilarious to me. All right.
Jeez, you're totally useless at this point. You're just gonna ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. All right. Here's a question from one of our regulars here, John, a.k.a. Mr. Byrne. You know why he always gets his question read? Because he knows well enough to submit his question late in the game.
That's right.
Oh, let's see. Hey, guys, we know by now Watchmen has hit the bottom of the top 5, which we did talk about.
Yeah.
As the looks of its numbers in the box office, it is looking more and more like a failure. So my question is, do you guys believe that this was a step backwards for comic book movies, or do you still consider it a step forward? Thanks. It's not a step forward or backwards. It's just a movie.
It's just a movie.
Yeah. There's nothing that's going to like make or break comic book films, and people knew this. What it will probably do, okay, let me change that. What it will probably do is, as far as comic superhero movies, they probably won't want to take a risk with a rated R superhero film that has to do with the comic book superhero. I mean, so we're going to see the routine of PG-13 comic book films, which means that they probably won't be as risky, but that's not to say that won't ever be the case. So, yeah, in that aspect, I do think it's made people a little bit more careful.
I think it's all bullshit. I think Watchmen is a special case. It's the only comic book adaptation.
You want this?
No, I've got another one over here. It's the only comic adaptation in history in which we only have one book from which to draw stories. There's a spill group that's like, we want to see a Watchmen Saturday morning animated cartoon. It's
wait a minute, are you serious?
Nah,
people really want to see that.
Yeah, well, there's a group dedicated to women who are attracted to Cyrus, so clearly there's something for everyone
Cyrus,
out there.
that ain't. I didn't say this, man. I'm all for you getting
Cyrus doesn't listen to our fucking show. What the fuck do you think?
That's true. Fuck Cyrus.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
He ain't listening.
Yeah,
Fuck
so
him in his ass.
there's your fucking beer. No, but literally, I mean, it's one of those things. There's
You gotta
12
give it to me like that, man. That's your fucking
because I'm
beer.
trying to talk while I'm doing it rather than having people listen to dead air while I'm handing you fucking beer. You drunk bastard.
I'm actually not that drunk. I'm just
I'm not that drunk.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm kind of drunk. No, the thing is that there's only 12 comics to draw from, and we've already done it, so we're never going to see anything like that. That's the only really popular comic out there like that. We're not going to see a film like this ever again. It was a one-shot thing. Maybe 20, 30 years from now, if the comic gains traction or remains popular, and we have somebody who wants to reattempt it and says, here's what Zack Snyder did wrong and here's how I can do it correctly, we might see it again. But we're never going to see another film like this. Everything's going to be adapted from characters that have hundreds, if not thousands, of comic books written about them. So really, it's not going to be one little story that we've all read several times. It's going to be a series of stories. So they're going to be what we've come to expect now. Iron Man last year did gangbusters because they showed what would happen when you treated the character right, when you got a really great actor to play the part, and you made a good fucking movie. That's the future of comic book movies, is we're going to see more A-list stars playing big characters, and seeing stories that kind of fit what the comic book was about.
Well, I just know that there's some people who wanted to see some of the work of, and here's where we're going to get nerdy, there's a comic book writer, Garth Ennis. He does a lot of parodies of different comic book genres, including the superhero genre. And a lot of them have to do with, they're very violent, they're very sexual, they're very perverse, and I know some people they said, we would love to see some of his works brought to the big screen or small screen. They would like to either see miniseries or something like this book called The Pro, which is about a prostitute who gains superpowers. People say they would love to see something like that turned into a movie. I think that's going to have a hard time getting made, considering
it's not going to get made.
No, it's not going to get made. It wasn't going to get made before, but I mean, did it have maybe a chance after Watchmen? Maybe, but now it's not at all.
What kills me is going back after seeing the rated R Watchmen and going back and reading the comic. In this day and age, you could have made a PG-13 Watchmen movie. And you wouldn't have had to cut anything because the story was adult and it was mature, but it wasn't filled with terrible amounts of blood and sex that you can't show in a PG-13 movie.
That was my problem with the movie. They ruined a sex scene in the film.
Yeah.
And there was a scene where they were fighting in an alley, and it was just way too gratuitous. I mean, they didn't need to go that far, and it seemed like that. And so, yeah, they didn't need to do that.
No, he really had to ramp things up, because had he shot it the way the book had it, it would have been a PG-13 movie. For years, we talked about how it had to be rated R, but that's back in the day when you destroy Manhattan like that, you end up with a rated R movie.
Actually, I don't think so. I think they still would have had to make a rated R movie to make it like the movie.
No.
There's some scenes of violence in there. There's some curse words.
That's all stuff we see in PG-13 movies now.
Oh, no. I mean, you can't say fuck more than once, maybe twice in a
Yeah, but how many times do they really say fuck in Watchmen?
I don't know, but I think they said it a few times. And then there's and then there's some scenes of violence that people want to see, like the part where they threw the fat on the guy. And
lit him on.
And then let's not forget the biggest thing of all, Dr. Manhattan's penis. I mean,
which you didn't need.
No, you know what? I think that there were certain scenes where, yeah, let's just show the character for what it is. I mean, if they do it in the book, people would have complained. Now, whether or not we agree that they should have done that, I think, yeah, do it. I would say to make it like the book, do that. And to do that, you got to make a rated R movie. So I don't think that they could have done a faithful adaptation without making a rated R film.
I think had they actually looked at it properly, they could have, and people wouldn't have noticed. They could have had Manhattan standing in the background and he's digital. You have him have the part just blurred just enough to where you know that he's naked, but you're not seeing anything. We don't have, and the thing is, they changed the penis to begin with. You look at the fucking comic book, and it's more balls than penis. And here he's got this ropey, long porn star penis.
Well, come on, man. We can't insult Dr. Manhattan by giving him a short dick. Come on, man.
I love the idea that when he was drawn in the comic book, he wasn't some rippled, muscular, large penis guy. He was what was considered the Greek ideal. He was toned, and he had
a small dick.
A small flaccid dick. I mean, come on. I mean, there are growers and there are showers. It's not saying the brother can't get long and impress the ladies. But, when he's walking around, it's not, making, guys feel like inadequate.
I don't care how superpowered Dr. Manhattan is. If he had walked into a high school locker room with that dick, he would have got made fun of and he would have been broken down. I don't care how super he is.
I think he was a nerd that was turned into a superhero, and I don't think he necessarily needed, fucking 8 inches of man meat.
I think you said, you know what? I got all the power in the world. I won't add just a few extra inches to the
You know what? I'm thinking we're spending way too much time talking about Dr. Manhattan.
I was wondering when you're going to get to this point. We got time for one more email here.
Let's get to
We don't. We got to get out of here.